Don't you just hate it when you go to make a call to a friend and you accidentally call your ex-girlfriend or boyfriend whoopsie poop? Well, in this breaking story, our dear old 47th President Donald J. Trump meant to call someone, but not quite. And this is the same political party and president who railed and railed on Joe Biden for his mental acuity. Well, in this breaking story, which I'm going to show you in a few seconds, Donnie accidentally called not even close to the person he intended to call. But let's try to point the finger elsewhere always, right? And to that end, let's also be reminded at the constant mistakes that Mr. Trump makes himself. Take a quick listen.
Here's the thing, though. Trump himself, not immune to making mistakes that could be attributed to his age.
Well, thank you very much, and a very big hello to a place where we've done very well, Sioux Falls. Thank you very much, Sioux Falls. So, Sioux City, let me ask you, Viktor Orban, did anyone ever hear of him? He's probably, right? He's the leader of Turkey.
Notably, Viktor Orban, not the leader of Turkey. He is the Prime Minister of Hungary.
When President Trump arrived on stage,
I'm thrilled to be here.
Here wasn't where he first said he'd appear when he tweeted in the morning that he would be addressing the farm convention in Nashville, Tennessee. Love our farmers, love Tennessee, a great combination. Great, but wrong. The convention was in New Orleans, Louisiana. The tweet was deleted. But there's one place no U.S. president could possibly mess up, right?
And God bless the United States.
Yeah, I don't know which state I'm in. I don't know which city I'm in. I can't manage to say the United States of America. This is your president who's also currently tearing down and flipping our entire economic world upside down while all of his buddies make off like bandits. But in this particular breaking story, Donald Trump went to call the governor of South Carolina, and yet what he really wound up doing is calling somebody he cannot stand. And this is the guy who has control of the nuclear codes. Oh my God, take a listen to this breaking story.
H.R. McMaster receives accidental call from President Trump. Just over a month ago, retired Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster received an unexpected call on his personal cell, 4 sources told CBS News. It was from the White House, and he was instructed by the voice on the other end to stand by for the president. McMaster, who had served as National Security Advisor during President Trump's first term and was ousted after 13 months, was surprised to hear from Mr. Trump at all. Just a day earlier, on March 2nd, Mr. Trump had lobbed his latest insult at McMaster, blasting him on social media as a weak and totally ineffective loser. McMaster had also just appeared on CBS's 60 Minutes, where he voiced skepticism about Mr. Trump's overtures to Russian President Vladimir Putin and Putin's willingness to end the war in Ukraine. Henry is how Trump opened the call before launching into the conversation, according to 2 sources who were not authorized to discuss private conversations. It was then that McMaster knew this familiar voice was indeed Mr. Trump, but he also realized something else. The commander-in-chief had not intended to call him at all. McMaster goes by H.R., short for Herbert Raymond, not Henry. "Mr. President, this is H.R. McMaster," he said into the phone. "Why the f would I talk to H.R. McMaster?" Trump asked dismissively, and then Trump launched into a scathing critique of his former aide, 2 sources said. The call was brief. 2 sources told CBS News that the president intended to call South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster, not his former national security advisor. It is unclear who bears responsibility for dialing the wrong McMaster. According to one person familiar with the call was placed by an aide who works with the president. A White House official declined to discuss the president's private calls or whether a phone conversation took place. In a statement, White House Communications Director Stephen Chung criticized the former national security advisor. H.R. McMaster has completely becloned himself, and his third-rate book, which is now sold in the bargain bin of the fiction section of a discount bookstore, is filled with lies in a futile attempt to rehabilitate his tattered reputation, Chung said. H.R. McMaster, a CBS News contributor, declined to comment. McMaster has been outspoken about Trump's views on Putin and how he believes the Russian leader played to Trump's ego and insecurities with flattery, as he wrote in his recent memoir, At War with Ourselves.
Now, we all know, as it is in Trump world, there is no doubt that Donald Trump will never take responsibility for that. I'm quite certain that's going to be a staffer's fault. That's going to be someone else's fault. But just imagine for a second, if you're some 20-something-year-old punk running around the White House staffing, and your responsibility is to go take an order from the president, and he says H.R. McMaster and doesn't say Henry McMaster, what are you going to do? Question the guy? No. You're going to go call whatever words came out of his mouth, because he has the greatest words. I have the best words. So while we're never going to really know whether or not he meant to call Henry McMaster or actually said call H.R. McMaster, doesn't make any difference. This is going to be the mental acuity downturn we are going to see rapidly, in my opinion, over the course of the balance of 2025. Like I say, stay frosty.